Guys, unboxings are back. Let's go. Tell everyone you know, tell your brother, tell your mom, tell that crazy lady down the street because we finally have some cases here to rip on into. I am so excited. And it's not one, but it's two cases. We have the double unboxing, and it's not just any case. It is the last case of the 2024 mainline in terms of singles. This is case M, and yeah, that is the 12th and final case of the year before we launch on into 2025, which hopefully will be just as exciting. But yeah, guys, welcome back. So glad to be here. So glad to have a cardboard box in front of me to open. And as silly as that sounds, it's 100% true because over the last few cases, I have just gotten them from my buddy in Australia and therefore haven't been able to open up any factory sealed cases. But thankfully, Get Me Collectibles got in case M here, and that is how we're going to be making this happen today. Contact him in the description below. He also has all the new cars listed on his eBay store, also linked in the description below. Let's not waste any more time and dive right on in. You guys might have some inclinations as to what's in the case based on who we have already out on the table. But if you don't, it will be a surprise. And yeah, we will be unboxing both of these cases. Obviously, they will be identical, but because they are the 12 count, the half cases, had to get two. Like, I just had to get two for obvious reasons. And yeah, as you can see, 958M. Really just focus on this last digit because that tells you the assortment inside. How do we know the assortment inside? Well, I was able to reveal the contents quite a while ago now. I believe it was back on August 1st. I revealed the contents for this case because it was scheduled for October 1st, which, hey, we're pretty close to that. This is only about a week after the first of the month, so Mattel is kind of caught back up and is on schedule with this case that is hitting stores in Australia in full, the full count, not just the half version, and hopefully it will be hitting more stores soon. I believe it is out in Spain as well, which is a pretty exciting deal, as Spain has never really been one of the countries to get cars first. So excited for everyone over there. But let's dive right on in here. Obviously, we're going to start with some of the more, I don't know, less exciting characters here at the top with none other than Sally. Man, there have been a lot of Sallys this year. Haven't seen her peg warm all that much though, which is a good thing because you definitely would imagine she'd be one of them just because of how many they've released. And let me tell you something about 2025. You're going to see a lot more of Sally. All of us are. But yeah, this is the exact same card back they've been using since she got released in case A of 2024 with Hull and Gas, The King, Sheriff McQueen, Fillmore, and Mater with the working tow hook there. Sheriff on 2024 card. I don't know if I mentioned this before, but I've talked to some of my buddies about it. He's sneakily rare on 2024 cards. So if you find one, you might want to pick that up because it could be valuable for, you know, people like me who are absolutely crazy and need everything on every different variant card. Here we have Radiator Springs Lightning McQueen. I've seen quite a few of this guy because he's been in quite a few cases, debuting in case B this year. I know most recently he's in case G. I've seen a couple case Gs out and about, so I've seen a couple of the Radiator Springs McQueens. This was a new Thailand variant this year, and a really nice one. I love the metallic finish he's got going on, but at this point, it's just kind of become another McQueen variant that sits around a little bit with Fabulous McQueen and World Grand Prix McQueen, etc. And on the back, you could see Todd there, which is honestly a very underrated release. He kind of was like, everyone was like, all right, Todd, we got you. We know you're around. Because he was released in back-to-back cases. The last case of 2023 and then the first case of 2024. And so everyone was like, okay, like, fine, gotcha. Move on. Let's get onto some new cars. And now he's back to being, you know, the absolute GOAT as he really always has been. All right, moving on here, we have in the top right corner, DJ with Flames, although they just refer to him as DJ, unfortunately, as they kind of do with a lot of variants. It's kind of like a hit or miss thing. Like with Radiator Springs McQueen, they obviously named him as such on the card back there. But with some of these other variants, they just put the name they don't specify with flames. They don't specify artist Ramon or green Ramon. You guys know what I'm saying, which is unfortunate because it definitely kind of confuses maybe some newer, more casual collectors, especially when, this is a pretty big difference. This was the first time in 2024 here that DJ was released with flames from Thailand. He debuted back in case F of this year, and I have seen quite a few of him as the cases popped up at Targets, Meijer. Have not found it at Walmart, I will say that, but that is where it first appeared. On the back here, you have Ponchi Wipeout, Brush Kerber, James Cleaner, a couple of Piston Cup racers. You have Kathy Copter, Cactus McQueen, Mayor with Sign. A lot of cool Cars 1 nostalgia right there that I am very fond of. Seeing those 6 cars together is pretty nostalgic, I will say, especially Cactus McQueen, because that was a 2007 release in the Walmart 8. You guys remember what that was all about. I talked about it in that video when I reviewed the Thailand variant of Cactus McQueen. Let's move on to another McQueen here, the one I just mentioned, Fabulous Lightning McQueen, who again is peg warming a little bit because I think he's also in case G, which is kind of the case right now in terms of the US. I know a lot of Walmarts are on the case H and J and K if you're lucky. I haven't found any of that, let alone even case G at Walmart. Walmart's been really, really bad lately, like horrendously so, unfortunately. I have not found really anything new there outside of, that Thomasville 5-pack, and yeah, I think that's pretty much it. The NASCAR stuff back over the summer. But Target, I've seen them with case G. I've seen Meijer with case G. I actually went down to Texas and I saw case G at HEB. Can't wait for you guys to see that in the next episode of The Hunt. But yeah, point being, Fabulous McQueen is out and about on the prowl right now, and there's really nothing too special about him, despite being quite a unique version of McQueen, decked out in blue, which we usually don't see him in. But yeah, really nice. On the back, you have some Cars 3. This is starting to get a little nostalgic, not gonna lie. Vuzine Tractor, Bill, honestly, more so this part is nostalgic, seeing Rust-eze McQueen and Heyday Smokey. You have Rust-eze Cruz, and then Eric Breaker, the Synergy Next Gen. So yeah, some good Cars 3 action on there, especially the Vuzine Racing Tractor, and Bill, who has dried up pretty good, even though he was pretty abundant when case B was around. Speaking of abundant, once all these 24 cases, or these 2024 cases, start to really propagate around the US, GRC McQueen will be very, very abundant and peg warmer-ish, just because over the last 5 cases, there are 11 of him. There's 3 and then 2, 2, 2, 2. I think I did that right. But yeah, I'm fine with it. Obviously, this is the half case, so there's only 1. But yeah, I do like the card art for all the GRCs. We've talked about it before. We'll see it with a couple more in this case, in fact. But yeah, it looks good. You have the 95 in blue there. Again, a very unique paint job for McQueen, but was that now already the 3rd McQueen in a half count case, which means he comprises 25% or 1/4 of this case, and we're not even done yet. So there very well could be another McQueen in here. We'll have to see. But yeah, this guy debuted in case H with Francesco there, so that's why they only showed the 2. Once we get on these other ones here, you'll see a lot more on the card back. But yeah, both of them debuted in case H, and I hope to find that soon at Walmart, where that's the only place in the US it's been found so far. The US has been very poor in terms of distribution lately. We all know that. That's nothing new. Here we have Jackson Storm. Also, nothing new here. I will say, though, and I've said this about Sally, he just doesn't really peg warm all that much. Like, the usual peg warming suspects are not who you'd really think. Like, Rodette Marker is honestly the worst peg warmer, I think, of 2024 so far. And she wasn't even included in that many cases, which is crazy. It's just Walmart's really overloaded on case B, it felt. And yeah, that was the issue. Because I'm trying to think. Case C, yeah. Case D. I feel like Rodette also was in case E, which was the problem. Because at least for my Walmarts, the most of any case they got in was B and then followed by E, right? I saw a couple D's at Walmart in like a sidekick, which was in the latest episode of The Hunt. Trying to think, what was case C? Why am I blanking? Oh, case C with Space Creature Lightning McQueen. Yeah, I didn't find any of that case at Walmart at all. Haven't found any case F. like I said, case A was very sparse. Found most of that when I was on an Arizona trip. But yeah, point being, road at marker has been bad. Eric Breaker and some of those other Piston Cup racers also kind of bad. Let's take a look at this new release here of GRC Lightning McQueen. I've been teasing you with her, just kind of sitting there for the last 5-7 minutes. But yeah, this is a huge release here from Case M to conclude the year and perhaps the GRC line in totality. But yeah, obviously you can't have an expanded universe line without putting Cruz Ramirez in it, unless you're the Thomasville racers, and well, Tomica obviously still included Cruz, but hey, whatever, that's that. Yeah, Cruz looks really good. I'm excited to review her, which I will be doing in the next couple days here without a shadow. Whoa, that was a little too far, but we'll take it. Yeah, I like kind of the bumblebee yellow and black with the blue mixed in there. Looks really good. She has the chance to be one of my favorites. And yeah, it kind of gives off Ice Racer vibes with the blue because there is quite a bit of it in there. And of course, we do know that Tomica, again, Tomica is very inclusive with Cruz Ramirez. They revisited the Ice Racer line and did Jackson Storm and Cruz Ramirez about 5-6 months ago now. So yeah, obviously new for 2024. I love how large her artwork is. It really fills up the entire card. You got metallic gold rims almost, not really reflected on the diecast, but yeah, she's definitely a little bit darker and more metallic looking. This is a lot brighter of a yellow here, but she looks really good. Love the 51 decal there. And like I said, on the back now, you can see a lot more GRCs. All these were done as singles. In fact, I think they did every GRC that they did as singles. And what I mean by that is when they did McQueen and Shu in the 2-pack, when they did Jackson and Miguel in the 2-pack, they are also available as singles. So there aren't any 2-pack exclusives for the GRCs, like, you know, with Ken and Jinoki, for example, who's only releasing a 2-pack this year. But yeah, this, in addition to McQueen and Francesco, is about everyone except for Shu, I think, right? Jackson, Carlo Veloso, Raul Sarul, Miguel Camino, and Max Schnell there, who was most recently in Case L. We'll see Miguel here soon. But yeah, they look great together. I really wish they maybe included McQueen and Francesco and Shu, and then they would have looked awesome, kind of all clumped up there for sure. But yeah, excited to review her. We'll put her back there. While we're on the topic of GRCs, here is GRC Miguel as a single. I did review him just recently because I was able to acquire the 2-pack that I just mentioned with Jackson Storm, who had already been released as a single in Case K. So yeah, I know, a lot going on here, guys. So please, I'm sorry, ask questions in the comments if you're confused. GRC Jackson Storm came out as a single back in August in Case K. Then Canada just got in the latest 2-packs case with, you know, the UFO prop, the Pitties, Double Clutch Daily, Jet Robinson. Also, you had Jackson and Miguel together, okay? So that's how I got Miguel already and reviewed him, but this is his first release as a single here, and that's why, you know, now you got Cruz here on the back, flipped out for Miguel. Really good. That's a nice little attention to detail moment. Happy about. But yeah, again, looks really good. It's kind of weird that they saved the 2 yellow GRCs for the end, and obviously I'm not one to spend time on trivial details like color coincidences like that, but it is a little strange. Like, again, for the super casual collector, if you are flipping through cards, I bet there are people out there who are like, oh, okay, yeah, that's the same car. I'm just going to get one. And they don't realize they're different. And I know to us super collectors, like, obviously these are different, but you're flipping through and you see 2 yellow racers with the same card design. It's like, was that really the best move? Why not include Jackson or like literally anyone else in this case instead of Cruz or instead of Miguel, whatever it is, just to differentiate the color? Just, you know, I'm telling you, that recognizability, the visual aspect, eye to eye, it's a huge thing. It's very, very important. I'm a visual learner myself. I like to see things broken down and just kind of very, you know, palatable visually. And so this is very apparent to me where it's like, yeah, I'm not sure I would have included both of the yellow GRC racers in the same case. I'm probably going to make a decision that, yeah, I don't know. I don't see why they would have done that, but hey, whatever. That's why I don't work for Mattel. Would love to, though. Whoa! Was not expecting to pull him out. All right. Yeah, we'll pull out the long Byron here. Yeah, this guy is quite long. He is, yeah. All right. That's why I had Peggy Liner out here. And we all know Peggy Liner is super duper long, you know, without sounding crazy or anything. But yeah, I mean, Peggy Liner's definitely got a little bit more on her. And that's why she was only included in that multi-pack, that 9-pack exclusive to Walmart online a couple years ago now, almost 2 years ago in December. And then you have Niall Speedcone, little shorty right there. He is actually a lot shorter than I thought than Byron. So yeah, Byron's the middle ground. He's the hybrid of the two in terms of length, just completely blue, really no decals on him whatsoever. So he does look a little bland to me, but nonetheless, I am very excited to review him. I think I will be a little harsh on this guy, to be honest, though, because like I said, no decals. And that's a Disney Pixar thing. Like, I know that's not Mattel, but he also is like the exact same color as Mark Sontheimer, who is the like That's Jammin' model Salt Flats racer with the blown engine. And it's like, damn, again, the color thing. Like, we're going to really go back to the well here with the blue Salt Flats racer and the same exact shade of blue. Maybe they're more different than I think, but it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. He does look good, though. A new release is a new release. And yeah, the cart, it looks so strange with this big bubble down here. Yeah, excited to review him. And yeah, on the back here, really nice because you get a glimpse at some of the other more recent cars on the road. New releases. Margaret Motorray out of Case K. You have Van Campbell, Case J. Barney Cones, Case K. Jessica Carville, Case H. Logan Gearsall, Case L. And Justin Roadritter, Case J. Also in a 2-pack with Ken Enginoki, but a variant that includes, or does not include, the weapon because it's already shot on the Ken discharged weapon, however you want to describe it. This guy, as a single, may end up being one of the rarest releases of the year just because he's one to a case, he's only in one case, and he's not in the half case, right? You know who else is like that? You know who else that describes perfectly to a T? We'll get to it. We'll get to it. You guys might already know who I'm talking about. And I wanted to save it to the end because I didn't want to overshadow this video with any negativity. But yeah, we're going to have to get to that here momentarily. But first, let's take a gander at Strip Weathers, aka The King. Never, ever get tired of seeing this guy. This is one, you know, where Sally, Jackson Storm, I'm like, yeah, haven't seen them peg worn, but I've certainly seen them more than this guy. And they've probably been released somewhere around the same. They definitely include The King in a lot of cases, but he sells very well. Whenever I see this guy on the pegs, I think, wow, it looks like I haven't found remnants. I always think like, wow, maybe there's actually something good here because usually The King is already gone by the time I get here. Maybe this isn't, you know, as picked over as I thought it was. And yeah, that's just because of how iconic The King is, his model, Richard Petty, real life ties, all that stuff. Just super iconic, one of the best releases they still do to this day, in my opinion. It would be so sad if they end up somehow discontinuing him, like they kind of did with Dale Earnhardt Jr. We just didn't really know it. You know, just, yep, 2010, and yeah, we never saw him again. Unfortunate. You know, going into 2010, you thought like, oh yeah, Mario Andretti, Dale, they're all kind of on the same level. And then Dale goes on to be released 0 more times, and Mario goes on to be released like 6 more times after that. Wonder if that's accurate. Guys, correct me. How many times has Mario Andretti been released after 2010? I know he was released in I think it was 15 and 16. He was definitely released in the 2018-2019 era. We all know he was released a couple years ago, and he was coming back. Ooh, maybe I shouldn't have said that. Maybe you guys already know that. He is coming back in 2025. I'll just put it out there on the table. You can include that in your tally as well. But there's The King. Happy about it. Ooh, I like this one. GRC Francesco Bernoulli. So this is almost kind of like a Case H revisit because you had GRC McQueen back. You have GRC Francesco back here as well. Of course, both in the half case, like I mentioned, hitting Walmart stores in the U.S. sparingly. Definitely not in my area. But yeah, it looks really good. As I've said, I always thought Francesco would be one of my favorite GRCs. And, you know, he might end up in the top 4, 3 if he's lucky. Definitely going to have to evaluate that after we've reviewed Cruz, who's the last one for me. Very excited to make some final rankings on that. Might have to do a video on it on its own. But yeah, GRC Francesco, he's been included in probably 3 cases now. H, there's another one, and then M here. And yeah, you could see at the time of his release, it was just them two. All right, moving on to the last of the case, and maybe some people's favorite, despite not being a new release. This is a new Thailand variant, though. That's right, Thailand variant alert. This is the first time ever that Snot Rod, aka Plain Pot, has been released with flames. This is a significant variant from when he was released last from Thailand, just without the flames, because the flames are a lot more apparent on Snot Rod than they are on any of the other tuners, because his exhaust pipes come out the side, not the back, right? So it's a really big deal. I love how they look, transparent, and then opaque tips. Very interesting. Of course, we all know back in 2013 when this guy was originally released, there was a big time variant kerfuffle. The most common variant was the transparent flames, and by transparent, I mean you could see through it. You could see the black line behind it. There was a variant where it was completely opaque. Couldn't see through it at all. That's a very rare variant, and it looks like this is kind of a combo of the two. Transparent with opaque tips. I love the artwork for him. I like how they... See, the artwork for all the tuners with flames this year have been correct. Like, this is the flame version of him. I know it sounds crazy. Like, yes, that little burst of fire there is... Like, that corresponds to Snot Rod Flames. If they were just releasing Snot Rod, he would not have that burst with flames. Go back to the metallic Snot Rod release in 2020. Does not have that burst. You look at Wingo, you look at DJ, they all have photoshopped little beams coming out of their rears, right? And yet, we can't get the name on the name tag. We can't get Snot Rod with flames. I think I know why they do it. Like, it's a lot to translate. We all know they have to translate in at least 4 languages here. With flames, that's a lot. But hey, they do it with all these other ones. Like, why can't we just have that? I don't get it at all. It gets under my skin. I'm very excited to review this guy, though. He probably will be my first to review from this case, just because I thoroughly believe he is more popular than GRC Cruz and Byron Crashforth. And yeah, that's just how the world works, because he is such an iconic character from Cars. Speaking of which, here are some other iconic characters from Cars, all except one who is amazing, but doesn't appear in the movie, actually, guys. Believe it or not, Mandy Freunderbender here, the Taco Mint crew chief, does not appear in Cars. Only about 17, I think it is, which is roughly half, of the Piston Cup teams were included in the pit row. They only did about 17 of them. Pixar, Disney, why? I mean, I guess, no one would notice, but we did. You thought we wouldn't notice, but we did. And it's been a thing we've accepted, we've swallowed for almost 20 years now. But Mattel definitely has this weird fetish of like releasing cars that didn't appear in the movie and then not releasing cars that did appear in the movie. I'm totally fine with it. I love Taco Man Pity Brent Imager. I love Transberry Juice Pity Mike Stockcar. I love the Fiber Fuel Pity Megan Shifter. And I would love the Fiber Fuel crew chief and Transberry Juice crew chiefs that they canceled. I'm so glad they're uncanceling the Taco Mint crew chief here, but it is very strange that none of those actually appear in Cars. But hey, N2O Cola, Mood Springs, Easy Idol, they all do. And yet they were all canceled in 2010 and never revisited. This brings me to my next point. Obviously, Mandy here, not included. Excluded is probably the better, more aggressive term. From Case M here, the half version of Case M, which makes her tied with Justin Roadritter in terms of availability, only in one case, not in the half case, and only one per case. Very unfortunate, right? Probably one of the most coveted, probably the most desirable, highly anticipated releases of 2024. That is no exaggeration. Everyone nostalgicizes the first Cars movie, romanticizes it. Even though Mandy doesn't appear in the movie, still technically a Cars release, as they say here, as seen in Cars, technically a lie, but hey, we'll let it slide. We'll let it slide. I just want to know who makes the decisions on what gets put in the half case. I just want to know. Like, I know we're not putting 2 Maters in the case because they're just too big. It wouldn't fit. I know Mandy might be like 15% bigger than the average release. I understand that. But Byron also kind of has a wacky blister. And I guarantee you, Byron would have been way better of an exclusion than Mandy. I'm sorry. I mean, that just is what it is. I bet a lot more people would be okay and swallow the fact that Byron's going to be the rare release than Mandy. Because Mandy is definitely going to be the more desirable release in vacuum. All else being equal, people are going to take Mandy over Byron 99 times out of 100. But yeah, I mean, that just kind of concludes my points on everything. You know, I'm happy. This looks awesome. Snot Rod. You flip Snot Rod over and you have Piston Cup racers and the Tacoman crew chief. Who would have ever thought that? You know, like, it's surreal to me. It's crazy. Guys, don't leave yet. We have one more case. I want to see if I can get some better card conditions because that wasn't great, especially the ones that, you know, I really need to be on good cards. GRC Francesco was good, which I was happy about for sure. But yeah, let's bust open another one here. This is awesome. I'm so glad that I got 2. It's almost like you have to get 2 if they're only going to be the half cases. But as many as I get, Mandy will not be in any of these. All right. We'll obviously go through this a lot faster, and we're not off to a great start because that DJ is mangled. Sally, almost the exact same. Look at that, guys. Both that, yeah, the left corners on both of these Sallys, not ideal, but the rest of her pretty fine. Yeah, that DJ is, yeah, poor DJ. Hopefully I can get an air. That would be awesome to pull an air from a case. Would absolutely love that. GRC Cruz here, one that I would love to be on the better card, but alas. All good though, guys. I really don't care that much. I'll get more of these eventually. Hopefully they hit stores and I can find them. I'm not really concerned about it, but it would make life a little easier. Because I'm telling you guys, when you get to this point of insanity and you're like, man, I really would like to mint one of these on card, you got to remember which ones you need. And if you're kind of lazy like me and don't keep a good list and you get to the store and you're like, shoot, what the hell? Which ones do I need on good cards? And then you like buy them all and then you're like, all right, now I got to return a bunch. And it's a whole ordeal. But hey, first world problems, you know. All right, definitely not an air, unfortunately. I would absolutely love to pull an air. It's been a while. I think I pulled 2 airs total out of cases. Here's our other GRC Miguel Camino. Nothing beats when I found the No Eyes Quadritorquesar Air at Aldi in my hometown, which is absurdity, guys. It's absolutely absurdity. I have never found anything in my hometown because there's only like a Walgreens and, you know, Aldi sometimes gets cars. So, and there's a Jewel, right? So there's not many opportunities to find cars in my hometown. And for a No Eyes Air Quadritorquesar, perhaps the only one in the world to come to my hometown, that honestly is one of the best collecting moments I think I've ever had. And I'm not even kidding. That was incredible. GRC McQueen, almost on a good card. What you guys really got to keep an eye out for, those multi-packs. You know, you see those 11 packs at Target. Look through them. Look through them because I'm not saying the chance of finding an air is times 11 because there are 11 cards. Like, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that's the math, but it might be. It might be close. The chance of finding an air in a multi-pack are definitely a little higher than in just a normal single. I mean, just think about it. The percentage of airs that are multi-packs, the percentage of air multi-packs are way higher than the percentage of air singles. That, you know, one, there are way more singles than there are multi-packs, and yet there's probably about just the same amount of multi-pack airs as there are single airs. So, you know, that's a big deal. Like, I know Astro Smokey just got... I love how Jackson Storm's just sitting here on the mint card, just like, ha, you loser. You dumb son of a gun. Oh, that's hurtful, Jackson. No, but yeah, Astro Smokey got an air 11 pack. McQueen was completely missing the decals on his right side. That's really cool. King here on mint card as well. I'll take that. Fine. Yeah, we'll put him up there. Run out of room here. Byron Crashforth here. A little bendy, but this is definitely a better card than the last one. Good, good, good. I'm so happy that I was able to unbox this for you guys. I'm so happy that Give Me Collectibles got this case in. Really surprising because he hasn't gotten in cases H, J, K, or M. Here we have GRC Francesco. This one's also on a good card, so I think we're good on him for now. Yeah, all right. And that leaves Plain Pot here. Plain Pot on a mid card. Let's go. Let's go, guys. What a win. What a great ending to the video. Pulling a mint card. Snot Rod Flames, so I can easily open the other one, which I will be opening first, as you guys know. And yeah, don't worry, I will be reviewing Mandy very soon. Like I said, this case has been found in full in Australia, and y'all know my good buddy Astro Smokey is hooking me up. Thanks to him, we will be reviewing Mandy soon, but it will definitely be after all three of these. And remember, I already did GRC Miguel. This is a really good case, guys. Technically, the full case includes 4 new releases. I will count GRC Miguel as one because the 2-pack is only available in Canada. Obviously, you have Cruz, Byron, and Mandy. Then you have the awesome variant of Snot Rod Flames. And then the half case includes all of that except for Mandy. Now, Mandy kind of counts as like 5 new releases because she's so awesome. But hey, we'll live with it. We'll survive. Hopefully this case hits Target stores. That would be the saving grace because, hey, last year the full case hit Target. We were saved. The half case hit Walmart. It included like 2 of the good cards from the case. We were in trouble. Target saved us. You know, Target came in clutch when we needed them to because they certainly have not been great over the last 2 years. All right, guys, as always, let me know your favorite from this case. Really appreciate it. My favorite of these is probably Cruz. I like Snot Rod. Like I said, I'm reviewing him first, but he is not a new release. I'm taking Cruz over Byron. That might be a hot take. Let me know what you think down below. I'll see you guys soon for another video. Bye now.